Hey everyone, welcome to Pickleball and Beyond. My name's Ryan.
My name is Vino.
And today we are looking at the A11N Empire. So Vino, usually we talk about the paddles right away. Let's talk about this case. I mean,
seriously,
it's a briefcase.
Look at what it comes with. Right, again, let's start off with price.
Yep.
This whole thing is $79. Use our code, you'll get more discount. I mean, seriously, for $79, I mean, A11 and A11N, whatever you like to call it, they come up with really great paddles for really cheap prices.
Yep.
It has also a paddle guard in it, so you're not going to miss that as well.
Since these are both edgeless paddles.
Yes, these are totally edgeless paddles. Love the colorway, love the design. There is one more color, red as well. This is the Empire Control Max 16mm. This is the Power Max 16mm. We'll put the specs. Wider body, elongated. What are your thoughts on these paddles, Ryan?
Again, both of them played exactly to their label. So jumping into how I would categorize these, exactly how they label them, which is not always the case, but certainly would call this a control paddle, and I would call the Power Max a power paddle, right? It fit right where they categorized it. And I mean, for the price, it is just unbelievable.
What you're getting, like even the grip.
Yeah.
It's really nice. It's solid.
Yeah. It's definitely a narrower one, which isn't a problem because it's a nice shape, but most people will want to add an overgrip to get it a little thicker. It comes pretty thin, but again, not a bad problem to have.
But it's funny, it's like letely I've had people wanting edgeless paddles and specifically wanting thinner grips, especially ladies.
So it's always better to start
So it kind of caters to that. Let's start off with the control.
Yep.
How did this play? Like, how did that surface? This is a really gritty surface. I mean, it's a painted grit, so we'll see how long it lasts as it go. But control-wise, let's start on this one.
Yes, so with the Control Max, right, it was super, super duper soft. And it was even softer than I was expecting, right? I don't play with a lot of edgeless paddles for the reason I feel like the control sometimes can feel off on them. But this paddle in particular, right out of the box, I felt like I couldn't miss a drop, I couldn't miss a dink. Very wide sweet spot. That was the biggest part of the control I wanted to highlight with this guy. The sweet spot was incredible on that paddle.
Now that you mentioned the sweet spot, let's talk a little bit. Again, you can go and check out the technicalities of this. These are like these new range of paddles that have come up. Could have came up with one. These edgeless paddles where it's a frame around. So you're getting a plastic frame around and then the core in the center. So it's giving this extra weight on the side that's adding stability, which kind of like increasing your twist weight a little bit, which is also contributing to this wider sweet spot. So you're already getting this wide body, which is known for a wider sweet spot. And it's kind of like wherever you hit it, especially on the control side. I know I was like playing with you and there was like a dink even in the corner and it still felt like you had control of that. Because when you're controlling a ball and it goes to the edges, it just radiates out, right? This you felt like you still have that no matter where you hit. So really nice sweet spot. Anything else you want to talk about?
The only thing I'd say is for some people, the only adjustment it might take is you might be hitting shots a little into the net, right?
Yes.
It does have a little bit of that sponge effect where it does not come screaming off. So it might take an adjustment depending upon what paddle you're used to. But I think if you build that familiarity with that wide sweet spot and really good grit to get backspin on your shots to keep the ball closer to the net, awesome option.
Okay, let's talk about the drive on this. And then let's go straight on how this varies and move back forward.
So again, the drives on this, it's not what was going to shine on the paddle, but again, it wasn't horrible. With how soft it was, if I smacked it really hard, I could still generate a lot of power with you. Mind you, I'm still calling this a control paddle for a reason. It's still less than if I were to grab a paddle blindly off our shelf. I bet this will not have as much power.
So let me ask you this question. So let's take another wide body, for example, that has the edge. How do you think the edged wide body compares to this wide body as far as that power goes?
As far as the power, it's funny. So the people that use these paddles, we always say are religious, right? I feel like you get, without that edge guard, there's something to say about how you truly can swing it a little faster. And I think that applies to a little more power behind it. Without that little extra edge.
You nailed that. So let's now compare the elongated one, which had power, to this at the back of the drive. did it like really make a difference?
The difference was, I remember we pulled these out of the box and we're like, okay, same thickness, just the different shape. I'm like, I bet they're gonna play pretty darn similar. It was much bigger of a difference than I expected. So the highlight of the Power Max Empire, right? The drives were freaking amazing.
Yes.
With the way it caught, mind you, I was worried because there wasn't a lot of dwell time on the Power Max. It still was able to get plenty of spin on the ball with the drive. I was getting some low drives with tons of power.
Yeah, again, I'm just going to throw that out there. This is painted, it is really gritty, but it's supposed to be a carbon fiber underneath, but it's only time's going to tell how it's going to like hold on as far as the surface goes. That being said, both had really good spin that had a little bit more according to me. Let's go to the control side.
Yeah, the control on this again, it was all right, not bad. Again, the sweet spot, especially for an elongated, was about what I'd expect. And again, coming at that like $79, $99 price range, can't complain about the sweet spot on it one bit. And if the only problem, or I should say problem, where this paddle would struggle a bit would be defending against bangers or trying to hit those resets. It doesn't have that finesse to it. Not that it's terrible, it can be done, but just not nearly as forgiving.
So I'm just going to again ask that question just for our audience. Now compare this apparent new kind of a method of doing paddles edgeless with the edge guard. How would you compare this to the edged elongated paddle?
Yeah, again, it ties back to my same answers before. I think there's something to be said about these edgeless paddles where it just cuts a little smoother. I think your hand can cut through the air a little faster, which means just a little extra power.
Exactly, and it's almost like, okay, even when we were playing with it, it's a 16 millimeter. It just felt even thinner because it felt light in your ear.
It plays thinner. I think it's more shows at the kitchen line when you have a ball net high where you kind of get to try to pop it away. You're just you get a little more movement on it, right? When you're doing a full swing, edgeless or not, you have time to generate, make your baby circle, swing through the ball. But when you have time to just flick the ball, I think it just cuts a little more. That's where I see the difference.
Absolutely right. Again, $79. Use your code. You're going to get further discount. We'll put it on our link and on the screen. I don't think you can really go wrong with this.
No, again, if you want the power option, fantastic.
There you go.
If you want the control
option, $79.
awesome.
You're getting a case. You're getting all of these great things. Again, great job A11N. We have been impressed with some of the stuff that they've come lately. They've lived to their reputation. Please subscribe. Please comment. We love hearing from you. Hope to see you in another paddle review.